Thank you so much.
This program is brought to you by Stevens Home Improvement Company, changing home improvements. And by MenuJoy.com. We show restaurant menus. You browse, you decide.
Hi, I'm Jim Donnelly. In this video, I'm going to talk about three things. First, why I decided to spend a good amount of money to replace most of the windows in my house. It's not cheap. Then I'll tell you what I think about the local company that did the work. And finally, I'll give you some, let's call it inside information, about how you can get a better deal on just about any type of exterior home improvements. I've lived in the New Bedford area for most of my life. The summers are hot and it gets pretty cold in the winter. Right now I live in a nice neighborhood in a pretty nice house. I say pretty nice, I like it a lot. It was made in the late 80s, but the contractors who built it cut a few corners here and there. For example, the wood trim casings around the windows. Apparently they didn't want to waste any wood. Instead of one long piece of wood on the sides of each window, they just butted two shorter pieces together. Over time these areas rot, and the windows themselves definitely not high-end. I'm guessing they were the cheapest windows they could find, so they could fill the holes, get out of there, and get paid. The windows were single pane. When you put your hand on the glass in the winter, it was pretty cold. Many of the windows were drafty. You could feel the winter air coming in, and they'd rattle when the wind blew. Not exactly energy efficient. In New England, heating a house in the winter isn't cheap. Every time the truck comes to fill the tank, that's $500 or $600. Whenever I looked at my old drafty windows, I saw dollar bills floating out right down the street. And the maintenance was a pain in the neck too. The shingles on the house need to be painted, maybe every 5 to 8 years, but the white trim on these darn windows starts peeling after just a year or two. And the windowsills, lots of rot there. We'd have to dig out the rot, put in wood filler, and paint it over. Replacement windows seem like a no-brainer, the solution to all these problems. But they're expensive. Here's the thing, solving a problem like this is something you can put off until later. What will happen if I don't replace my windows this week, this month, this year? Nothing horrible. Life goes on, but it keeps nagging at you. Rotting windowsills, drafty windows in the winter, oil prices keep getting higher and higher, the furnace keeps running. I guess part of being an adult is making hard decisions. So after several years, my wife and I decided we need to replace these windows. Now who's going to do it? We got a few estimates from the bigger regional companies, the ones that are tied in with the local retail stores, those guys with the clipboards that approach you right in the store. We signed an agreement with one of them, but they ended up backing out of the deal. I think it's just as well because you don't know who's actually going to do the job. Do the installers work directly for those companies, or do they just find local contractors out of the yellow pages? We were back to square one. Some friends recommended a local contractor from Fairhaven, Stevens Home Improvement. We met the owner, Steve Alves. We liked him a lot, and we felt comfortable doing business with him. They gave us an estimate. It was actually a better price than the big guys, and after that we negotiated an even better deal. Steve was very flexible. They got the work done fast, when they said they would. They replaced 18 windows in just about 2 or 3 days. They also did some extra exterior work, covering up a bunch of wood trim all around the house that we will never need to paint again. We're very happy about that. And we're very, very happy with our new windows. They're awesome. No more drafts in the winter. Our bedrooms and living rooms are much cozier. The old windows were so loose, I used to be able to raise and lower them with just a finger. These new windows are so snug, it takes 2 hands to move them up and down. I'm okay with that. That's how it should be, snug. And here's a nice bonus. The new windows also block sound. We used to easily hear cars going by, but now it's much, much quieter in the house. And are we saving money on heat? Without all those drafts, we have to be. I checked my records. I know how many gallons of oil we used in the 2 years before and the 4 years after the new windows, and on average, we're using about 150 less gallons per year. It's not a scientific study because it's just one house, and the temperatures can vary from year to year, but I'm convinced we're saving at least 10% on fuel costs. Can't be bad. So if you're on the fence about getting replacement windows for your house, I'd say get them. We're very happy we spent the money. We have a much cozier house, a quieter house, the windows are much easier to clean, and we never have to paint the outside of our windows again. And we highly recommend Stevens Home Improvement Company in Fairhaven. You've heard the horror stories about home improvement contractors, guys working out of their basements, taking deposits here and there, doing a little bit of work, then disappearing for weeks at a time, if they ever even come back. Stevens Home Improvement has a storefront facility on Alden Road in Fairhaven, so you always know where to find them.
Stevens Home Improvement has an excellent reputation in the community. They're a company that has strong ties to the community and a long history here in the greater New Bedford area.
I was at the home show a year or two ago at Voc Tech, and for a while I was standing near the booth for Stevens Home Improvement. I didn't really hear Steve pitching his products and services, but there was a parade of people passing by, pretty much thanking him for the work he had done on their homes, their roofs, or their porches and wheelchair ramps, and so on, all saying how happy they were with the work. I was very impressed. I've since become friends with Steve Alves. We chat every now and then on Facebook. Obviously, I highly recommend Stevens Home Improvement Company. Now here's some inside information. I want you to write down 2 phone numbers. Stevens Home Improvement is 508-997-9495. My phone number is 508-999-1788. Call Stevens for any type of exterior home improvement project. Replacement windows, doors, insulation, decks, porches and railings, sunsetter awnings, vinyl siding, roofing, gutters, skylights, any type of exterior home improvement. Get an estimate from Stevens and negotiate the best deal you can. Then give me a call. I'll be able to negotiate to get you an even better deal with some sort of free upgrades. I can't say exactly what it'll be. It might be a premium materials upgrade or free accessories to go with whatever you're getting. Something extra, something better, something to make it sweeter. It's a win-win-win deal. You can't go wrong with the Stevens Home Improvement Company. Give Stevens a call, then give me a call.